Hi, I'm Denise. I'm a queer homemaker, and whoever you are, wherever you've come from, this is a safe space for you. So today I'm taking you guys along on a little bit of a mini vlog this afternoon in my life as a queer homemaker. We've got some gardening to do. I'm gonna do a little bit of cooking and a little bit of cleaning. But first, I want you guys to see our tree. Isn't it so cute? We just got it set up this last weekend and I'm loving it. Like, it's a little messy, but I feel like that fits for who we are. The only problem is that Winnie is obsessed with it and keeps trying to eat the little like plastic leaves because it's a fake tree. So that's something we're dealing with. We'll see how that goes. But anyways, let's hop out into my garden. So it's December here in California, and I've really been neglecting cleaning up my garden for winter. I do have some things that are still kind of growing, which is amazing. I've been waiting on this bell pepper to see if it would finish ripening up, and I actually have some smaller ones like just starting to grow. So I might leave this plant, but my tomato plant is definitely dying. I was waiting to see if some of these last tomatoes would finish ripening, but I don't think they're going to. So we're just gonna go ahead and pick these and put the tomato plant in the compost along with my zinnias. The potatoes are still growing, I think, or at least they're not dead yet. So we're gonna leave those to grow. And then these are my sugar snap peas that I planted not that long ago. They're not doing great, but I do have a couple peas coming in. They're not doing great because I don't have a lot of sun right now. So I think I'm just gonna leave the peas and just see what happens to them. I'm not really expecting much out of them, but they seem to be doing okay for right now. Here are the tomatoes. I will probably just leave them on my kitchen counter and see if any of them decide to ripen. It really is exciting that I got this many tomatoes out of that one tiny little plant though. That was a dwarf, I forgot what type of tomato plant, but this is my first year gardening. I planted that plant in August, so it didn't have very long to produce tomatoes, and I also didn't know much about it, so I wasn't fertilizing it with the right fertilizer. I've learned a lot already, and I'm excited to think that next year I could be getting more edible tomatoes, peppers, things. I'm planning on starting the garden very early this year. Honestly, being in the climate I'm in, which is like 9B, I could still be growing things like the snap peas. It's just that we live in a townhouse and our sun is very limited. Our backyard is covered by redwood trees and our front yard does not get a lot of sun. It's north facing. So I just am limited in what I can grow right now until the sun changes a little bit. But yeah, very, very excited about our little tomato haul. We'll see if any of these end up becoming edible or not. And this is my compost bin I started, y'all. I've just been throwing in the pine leaves, and we also have a palm tree that I've been putting the leaves in. So I still need to do these ones, don't mind that. But yeah, it's been fun composting, and I'm excited to have some compost come spring, hopefully. Okay, hi, welcome to my messy kitchen. As always, it's a struggle to keep it clean, I swear. Okay, so the plan now is I want to make some tortillas. I made homemade tortillas for the first time yesterday and they were so good and we ate them all. So now I got to make some more because I made some like breakfast burrito mix and we have well, we have some old like store-bought tortillas, but I'm like, the homemade ones are so good that I want to make more. So I'm going to make some more homemade tortillas. We're gonna throw a load of laundry in. I need to wash some kitchen towels, and this sink, let me show it to you. This sink very much needs to be washed of dishes. So that's the plan for now, and we'll see if I have time to get anything else done. This one knows she's not supposed to go in here, but loves to go in here anyways. Because that's what Winnie does. She does whatever she's not supposed to do. That's her favorite thing to do. I love you, Winnie. And let me also go ahead and take out this giant bag of recycling so I'm not just staring at it. Yes, we need a real recycling container. No, we have not gotten one. So we're using this. Okay, time to make tortillas. I'm excited. So we're gonna start off with getting flour everywhere, of course. Oh my gosh, do I have enough flour? I hope so. I'm adding 3 cups of flour. This is half a cup, so I'm gonna add 6 of these. I actually am not sure I have enough flour, so I may have to use some bread flour. Or maybe I'll just have the recipe. I'll just have the recipe. So that was 1.5 cups. Yeah. Okay. 1.5 cups of flour. Half a teaspoon salt. Half a teaspoon baking powder. And then I'm gonna heat up some water. We'll just do it on the lowest setting because it's just supposed to be warm water. Okay, and then we're gonna go in with 1/2 cup of warm water and 1/3 cup. I mean, the real recipe calls for 1/3 cup, but we're having it. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. I did look it up. It's 2 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons, in case you're interested. But I think that tortillas aren't super finicky, which is nice. Because if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I'm not great with measurements, honestly. I kind of follow my heart. So first we're gonna mix with the fork, and then I'm just gonna go in there with some clean hands and get it to form a ball. I think that's why I've been enjoying working with bread now. I made rolls for Thanksgiving. Well, that's it. I've made rolls and I've made tortillas. And I made some pumpkin bread, which I don't know if that video will be posted before or after this video, but it turned out really well. So I've just been enjoying working with my hands. And when you make bread, I feel like you really get to work with your hands, which is nice. This feels a little dry to me, so I'm gonna add a little more water. Just sort of work with the dough until it all comes together. Okay, we've got a sort of dough ball. I'm gonna get a little cup of flour, and then we're gonna knead this for like a few minutes until it forms some gluten. I'm just gonna knead it in the bowl to save space. Got my flour, sprinkle a little, and now the best part, you just get to knead. I actually find this really relaxing, which is nice. I'm wanting to get into sourdough, So if you bake sourdough, let me know in the comments. It's a little bit intimidating. People get very intense about it, but you know, I feel like homemade bread is just really special, and it, at least like with the things I've made thus far, you can really tell, especially with the tortillas. The rolls I wasn't like in love with, but the tortillas I was definitely in love with, and my first batch wasn't even that good. I feel like this batch is going to be better because I know to roll them out really thin. Okay, here's what the dough is looking like after about 5 minutes of kneading. I think that's pretty good. So we're just gonna let it rest for about 15 minutes while I do the dishes, and then we'll roll them out and start cooking our tortillas. So I've got my pan off screen. It's heating up. You want it on like medium heat. This has sat for about 15 minutes. So I'm going to divide it into equal balls, roughly equal. I think I'll do them like this big. So we will roll them up. And then flatten. And I'm going to layer another piece of parchment paper on top. And this is my rolling pin. I don't actually have a rolling pin. It's on our wedding wish list. So hopefully someone buys it off our registry. It would definitely be very convenient to have a real rolling pin for something like this, where you're trying to get it very thin. Actually, this isn't too bad. I was working yesterday with a glass jar, like a pickle jar. This is easier. I should have gone with the water bottle. You honestly just want to get it as thin as you can get it, is what I've gleaned from my first time making this. So you got to put a little bit of elbow grease into it. It's kind of my workout for the day, to get this to be thin. if you can kind of see, this is about as thin as it is right now. I honestly want it thinner than that. I'm gonna see if I can kind of like stretch it a little bit. That's not working great because the edges are fraying. Okay, I managed to get it a little bit thinner. So we're gonna call that good. And I'm just gonna wait for the pan to heat up. You can keep rolling if you want, like stacked parchment paper on top and just roll another one, but I'm trying to save parchment paper, so I'm just gonna wait and do one at a time. Okay, I've got my tortilla here, and this pan is really hot now. So we're just gonna pop that in there, and it really doesn't cook long, like less than a minute on each side. It should start to bubble up really soon. And then we flip it. You want that nice brown. My tortillas are kind of thick, so they're not bubbling up as much as I would like. But you can see like this one, I got some bubbles on it. It looks pretty good. I did take a bite out of it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna let the dough rest a little longer before I make more to see if I can roll it out any thinner, because I'm having trouble getting them as thin as I would like. But these are still gonna be delicious, I'm sure. This one looks good to me. So here are my tortillas. Okay, so we got 2 tortillas. I'm gonna let the dough rest a little while longer for the rest of them so we can get them thin, but let me do another little taste test for you guys. Like, just try making tortillas at home and you will be amazed at how much better it tastes. And so I'm honestly amazed because it's like, it's flour, salt, and like water, and it's so much better. So I feel like I'm like gonna want to make tortillas at home from now on. I probably will try to do a big batch one day and just freeze some of them, because it is kind of a pain to have to make it like every time you want to have dinner, but I do think it's worth it to make it. I'm excited to make the rest of these, but I'm gonna end the video now. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this little afternoon in the life. Grace is coming home soon, so I'm excited to see her. And yeah, I hope you all are having a great day. I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye.